A very pleasant morning to everyone joining us today. Welcome to this session of our Industrial Talk series. As engineering students navigating a rapidly evolving technological landscape, we are constantly looking for ways to bridge the gap between our college curriculum and actual real world industry applications. To help us decode how to build impactful projects, understand emerging technologies and scale up as modern engineers. We have a very special guest with us today. It is an absolute honor and privilege to welcome Mr. BKV Ramkumar. He is currently a session professional working as a chief manager at Grid Controller of India Limited and executive service staff at BIMSTEC Energy Center, Grid Operation, Power Market, and Regulatory Affairs. With this extensive background and expertise in core engineering systems, tactical execution, and technological innovation, he has been instrumental in driving impactful solutions in industry. Looking at his profile, it is clear that he brings a wealth of knowledge on how engineering principles translate into large-scale, robust systems. Sir, we are incredibly grateful to have you here with us today to share your journey and insights on behalf of everyone watching. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you for this nice
yes, sir.
session.
So let's
Thank you
start
very
with the
much for
questioning.
having me. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Please continue.
Yeah. So let's start with the questioning, sir. So from the
Mm.
first, the one question that mostly everyone wants to ask, that is, looking back to your career, what was the
Okay.
turning point that you had the biggest impact on your professional growth? What is that one turning point in your life that made the growth in your professional life?
What we see in like a movies, I don't think there is one single point that has driven me. But what I would say is that there was a constant feedback from my father to always stay with the knowledgeable minds, bright minds. So what they say in Indian context, like a satsang, like you associate with you with the nice people. So probably that has helped me to change my journey everywhere. If you read Atomic Habits, there is a point like
Uh,
you have a 1 degree change everywhere, and you will be navigating in a different direction. So if I start with my journey at an engineering level, my aim was to get into a local engineering college, but I got into an NIT. Subsequently, my aim was to get into a core company, but I landed in a core company through campus placement, but it was not satisfying my requirement. So again, it has motivated me, and that 1 year experience in private has helped me to secure a job in a different, greater, bigger organization. And again, the same thing. It will not be a single dramatic see events what we see in the movies, but
uh,
associating with myself with a great minds everywhere that has
yes,
helped me.
yes, sir, great. So, yeah, so we got to know that you mentioned about atomic habits. That
Mm.
mentions that you have been through many books, I think. So, what are the books that you have been through, and what are the things you want to give an insight about reading books? What we engineers
Yes.
mainly.
Yes, and in continuation with my what every earlier I have told, like associating myself with the greater brains, tougher brains, how to navigate in a situation. So in this process, reading books has been a bigger habit, and I was introduced for reading from my childhood. See, I used to read a lot about Ramayana and all, so which gives a bigger perspective of life. And subsequently, when I entered into my job, I read a lot about leadership. I read a lot about atomic habits. And one book that changed my journey is about the courage to be disliked. It's basically, it
Okay.
gives a essence of what Gita is, maybe something about karma and all. So, Japanese book, and it has changed me. And right now, I am reading the book Smarter Than the Storm, written by Mr. Amitabh Kant, who is the
Oh,
ex-CEO of Niti Aayog. So
okay.
this was my journey, and I keep reading every day. And currently, I am into last 1 year, I'm into a diplomatic organization. So I started reading Mr. Jaishankar, our External Affairs Minister. So why Bharat matters and the Indian way. These two are every time this is the way I am molding myself.
Yes, sir. That's great, sir. So, yeah, coming up with the next question.
According to you, sir, what are some common misconceptions engineering students have about working in the industry?
Okay, okay. Okay,
Misconception.
what do you feel first? Let me know what do you feel, and I'll
Yes, sir. So,
what are your expectations of an industry? Then I will try to
yes.
put my perception.
Yeah, so one misconception I can say as engineering student, uh, in if we watch the industry, what we learn over here in the engineering and
Mm.
industry, I feel it's very different. So that makes a misconception that if we enter industry, we will implement what we have studied, but that is not being implemented there. If you go to industry, it's very, very much different as what I have heard. So can you clear that, sir? What
Okay,
in industry, what happens
and
and
Sangeeta, your views?
what
Same, sir.
as
Huh. And this is the same with what life is also, I feel, because we come in a different we let us suppose there is a track, let us take a journey of a track. Okay, we go in one track and a junction comes, we change our direction and goes. So first thing is that life is not will life will become unpredictable because you are in a closed environment, working environment, and in a controlled environment while you are studying. But that controllable environment will be different. Here, the number of dimensions are very less here. Say, for example, you have to carry about your academics, a little bit about your extracurricular activities. But when you get into the industry, the dimensions vary. Their commercial comes, everyone personal interest comes. Here, the interest of you and your professor are the same, or your college are the same. But you get into an environment where the perceptions of different people comes in. So you work in a team and you work in an organization. The organization goal is different. The country's goal might be different. The society goal might be different. Your team leader might be different. So you have to adapt everything to the same, and not just the technicals there. There your team building abilities comes into the picture. There your networking comes into the picture. So these kind of things will be mattering more in addition to your technical abilities.
okay.
So life will become that's what in a simple term, life become more tougher, and you have to
Yes.
be prepared for more adapting yourself to the situation. And
Okay.
in a Gen Z, Gen Alpha kind of a thing, I should
Yes.
say, in the last 1,000 years of Indian history, I prefer to call you are the most luckiest people born in this country because when in the last 1,000 years, we never had any invasions. We
Yes.
had a lot of invasions
Yes.
there. There was political uncertainty. And even when we talk about the 200 years of Indian history, there were revolutions, there were fights, and in if you see 1950s, 60s, we never had resources. And
Yes.
now the country is growing, emerging country, lot of opportunities are there. There were very little constraints. So maybe what we see in Gen Z kind of a people is that the background which you comes have lot of hopes and opportunities and a lot of aspirations. So suddenly fitting yourself into the environment
Yes. Yes.
would be a different context because when you see the hardships in your life, for example, I'll take an example of my, I'm going to go do philosophical, please. Okay.
No,
So
no
when I
problem,
say
sir.
my father, okay, so I'll give an example with my father. So while he was into his schooling, into his college education, there were no facilities. So daily hardships were part of their life. So their life became tougher for them in the young age itself. But for
Yes.
you, everything is not there on your silver plate, right? By the time you born. So
Yes.
with that bringing up, you are entering into a world with difficulties. First time you are facing the world with hardships. So make your brain, make your mind associated with that. So I feel this is what.
Okay. That's great, sir. So next coming up is the IoT. IoT, the Internet of Things, which is emerging right now. So what
Mhm,
are the biggest challenges that companies are facing? Right now, you are in the industry, you may know how the companies works. So what are the major
mhm.
challenges the companies are facing while implementing this large IoT solutions? So Internet of Things, can you give a brief about introduction of IoT and how challenges are faced and how companies come up with solutions? So,
So I would say Internet out of Things is based like bringing out intelligence, adding intelligence to every product and integrating them with the internet, and so that the real-time data transfer, everything happens. I feel the biggest problem is about interoperability. And with respect to the solutions, we should think something like a UPI kind of a thing. So when UPI was introduced, everyone was thinking the same thing about interoperability. When the QR code was cracked by
yes.
the founder of BharatPay, probably Mr. Suban Grover or thing, please
Um,
correct me if it is
okay.
wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so it was first cracked by BharatPay. So the QR code kind of a thing. This was a solution. It was brought to seamlessly transfer money from one platform to another platform. So the role of a company, or first I'll talk the role of a government. The role of a government and policymaker should be create a platform, and the role of an institutions and organizations should be to be able to plug and play with the platform which it was given. So the solutions, the what every country or every organization is looking up is more about interoperability, and the next challenge is about cyber attacks. Now we have an AI which can
Yes, yes.
the way how which the way which we use it changes the perception. So we have a
Yes.
larger intelligent machine available with us, and cyber attacks also will become a greater, much more challenge.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's the way. These are the two solutions and the two problem statements with respect to this IoT.
Okay. So as you mentioned about AI, so as we went through your profile before coming up, we saw that 9 years ago, right? 9 years ago, you had mentioned like AI will change the whole system. We saw it in your LinkedIn profile. So can you give your insight about that? How AI now presently, what AI can do about unemployment? The scarier part is the unemployment because of the AI right now. So we saw it in your
Ah,
profile, and yeah, yes, sir.
okay, fine. Again, let us see some history. So 200, 250 years ago, when the steam engine was first introduced, it has
Yes,
automated the muscle work. It has
yes, yes,
given it has leapfrogged the muscle. Now,
yes,
when in the 20th century, when the computational power was introduced, it has leapfrogged the computational ability. Okay. So you can see how your fathers and grandfather used to use logarithmic tables to compute the value and all.
yes, yes,
Now that was automated. And now there is a large intelligent machine sitting with you. Say, for example, Jeevan is and Sangeeta are sitting here. So, if they wanted to talk to a bigger, intelligent fellow, say some professor in some IITs, if you want to talk, it will be
yes,
very difficult for you to approach. But now, the professor's ability is just sitting at your fingertips. So,
yes,
everyone can be here. Intelligence has been democratized. Everyone
yes,
has
yes.
got the opportunity to
Everyone.
have an intelligent machine. So the way of thinking and the way of application will be changing, will be leapfrogged. And if as everyone talks, like jobs will go, I am not got sold to that idea, because there are a lot of problems the world is facing. Let's suppose climate change, rains, droughts, and poverty. So there are 100 problems the world is willing to solve, waiting to be solved. When everyone is having an intelligent machine sitting beside them, these problems will be better solved. And again, I am taking
Yes.
inputs from Mr. Amitabh Kant. I'm just please
Okay.
read this book. This is very interesting book, Smarter Than the
Okay.
Storm. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes, sir.
okay, so they give. I'm taking cue from there. These lots of problems can be solved with AI. Let us suppose people are talking about Bangalore. Now people are talking about floods. Bangalore floods are there. Hyderabad, we have seen last 2 days how the flood was affecting. So when we can create a digital twin of the Bangalore town with the
Yes.
help of AI,
Yes, sir.
okay, now you can create how to address the flood problem. Now it is creating more job opportunities. But
Hmm.
what we can see is that the opportunities which were lying today will not be there, but more better opportunities will be there, and AI would become a normality in everyone's life.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
at every if you can see how in the
Hmm.
steam engine part, the
Hmm.
role of horses has been changed now. Horses are being used just for a fancy thing now.
Fancy thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
before steam engine, horses were the day-to-day
Horses
life,
were the one.
but now it is
Yes.
a fancy. So how we have changed? We have learned mechanical engineering at that time.
Yes.
Now computer part, coding part has become a norm here. Now AI intelligence is becoming norm. But again,
Hmm.
the thing is that the what I have discussed with a lot of my private engineers, government engineers, other companies, everyone was telling is that you cannot depend more on AI because the human intervention is required. So don't
Yes.
depend but use AI as your slave and you be the master. Don't give the master power to the AI.
Yeah, AI.
So that's I want to stop it here. Hope
No,
I'm
sir.
able
No
to
worries.
address your question.
Yes, sir. That was great. So, yes, sir.
Mhm,
Next.
So, sir, we know that you are an ex-com member of IEEE. So we just want to know that
mhm.
what is the most rewarding experience through your IEEE that has contributed to a professional life, sir? Uh,
Being a IEEE
I
member.
think again, yes,
Yes, sir.
again, my first, I'll take a cue my first answer. Always try to be among the best minds. Okay,
Hmm.
so here I'm able to get involved myself and I get access to the best minds in the industry. I wanted to be able to get knowledge exchange the which wouldn't have been possible with me. Now I sitting in a government organization, I get to interact with with you students like you, so I'm able to
Yes.
understand the pulse of your brain. I'm
Yes.
able to interact with the professors, I'm able to interact with the industry. So again, it is helping me that, and my mm, knowledge taking ability and the networking abilities have been leapfrogged, I should say.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that's great. So, and also in the bio, in LinkedIn bio, you have mentioned as you have published national and international conference papers. So, can we just know how you have been through of writing papers and publishing it internationally and nationally as well? Basically, about
I should
IEEE.
give credit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. I should give credit to my home organization, Grid Controller of India Limited.
Okay.
Okay, so they have created an atmosphere of learning and continuous learning, like ikigai, what they say. Okay, continuous
Yes.
learning environment and keep publishing the papers. And I'm a great admirer of Mr. S.K. Soni, Sushil Kumar Soni, who was the head of Grid Controller of India Limited while I joined. And
Okay.
based on his inspiration and the work culture, I have moved a lot. And the biggest point I wanted to drive in is Indians doesn't know how to brand themselves, because when we
Okay.
see the whole of the world, my personal views, okay,
Yeah.
the whole
Yes.
of the world runs on Indian brains. If you see US or whatever, so Indian brains. But the problem is that we are very bad at publishing and what do you call marketing our work is
Starting
what I
up
believe.
almost.
Maybe
Yes.
there is no wonder we call India as a karma bhumi. People focus on their work rather than the outcome.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, but I felt like we should be giving more weightage to this, and we should motivate our work. We should motivate our juniors to write more papers and all. And that way, we not just our work is getting published, the country is also getting recognized on a global scale. So
Yes.
these are
Yes.
the two motivations which has helped me.
Okay. That's great. So, besides everything about you, we just wanted to know that as of now, if you were an engineer, like, see,
Mhm.
you have done your engineering, but coming back to the thing that is, if you are graduating now, right now, like 2026, what
Mhm.
would be the skills or the changes which you would like to incorporate in yourself that we could also get an insight and we could also improvise it in our technical skills?
Technical skills, I think more or less I don't have a regret, but I regret myself having better confidence. So while I was getting into jobs and all, I should have better confidence on me is what I feel.
Okay. Okay,
Because
great.
believe in yourself. So believe in yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Because these days we are living in a world with a lot of external information. Okay,
Okay.
don't get carried away by that. I'll give you an example of a cricket where people say that when you are getting into a World Cup tournament, you stop listening from others. You focus only on your game. Okay, so similarly, what I would say is that reduce the input from all other sources, focus on your work, believe in yourself.
Yes.
Definitely, there will be a lot of better opportunities. The world is waiting for you.
Yes, sir. That's great. Okay, coming up next.
And so, sir, many students struggle with like balancing academic personal growth. What are the practical
I'm losing your
advices?
voice. Can you please repeat the question?
Like nowadays, students will like struggle with balancing all academic skills and personal growth. So, what are the practical advices you would like to give to them, sir?
Tough question. I don't know.
Some advantage.
I'm being frank, but
Yes.
I think you need to understand probably philosophical touch we should be giving answer.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, it will be very, no one can balance out is what I believe. Balancing is a false statement, but aligning the goals of together, say for example, your professional, academic and institutional goals, aligning them together would be an answer probably. Because if you take a cue from Ramayana, what people say is that the individual preferences, the societal preferences, and the country's preferences should be aligned together. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in the same way, probably your academics, your skills, and your professional, if all together, then you might be able to balance because now you are a student. You have a different kind of preferences. Let us take your family as a unit now. Your parents
Mhm.
might have a different preferences, your siblings, your friends. So, how to balance out?
Yes.
The solution, I think, is instead of balancing out, aligning everything towards the same thing. Aligning all together to the same thing would be easing, is what I feel.
Okay. That's great, sir. So next coming up, so one more thing about the future engineers, the young engineers. What is the one mistake that, from your personal perspective, what is the one mistake that young engineers should avoid at the beginning of their careers? If they are going up to the industry right now, if they are planning to step into the
Mhm.
industry, what is the one mistake that you think, your personal perspective, should be avoided?
Mm, I think going all blazing. So as because once you in your early 20s, once you stepping into the industry, you have a lot of fire, lot of energy. So channelizing that energy is the first point, and you cannot, everyone cannot be a Vaibhav Suryavanshi on day one.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Life is a sine wave because you electrical engineers understand. Life is a sine wave. So, what electrical engineer looks is that the consistency in the sine wave and the accuracy in the sine wave. So, there are three parameters what a grid operator looks like: resilient,
Yes.
resilience, resourceful, and reliable. So, if you have these three qualities, people will value more rather than a Vaibhav Suryavanshi kind of a thing. So you let us understand from a Virat Kohli perspective or Rahul Dravid kind of a perspective. Okay,
Yes.
consistency is what matters, and
Yes.
yes, rather than and once you are consistent and you get your own and consistency gives confidence not to bosses itself, even for you also it gives a lot of courage and confidence, and and slowly getting adapted that with that confidence you can get adaptive as per the situations, and you can bring
Yes.
laurels to the country.
Okay. That's great, sir. Yeah, next.
So, sir, what is the one skill that will remain valuable throughout how like technologies change or whatever happens? One skill which will be valuable till the
Throughout,
end,
and throughout them.
according to you.
Learn always, learn every day, learn always.
Okay.
So again, in philosophy they say, right? I am putting one brick, and over a span of time, it becomes a wall. Okay,
Yes.
learn every day. Spend some time in learning new things, and update yourself with the latest technologies in the country, in the world itself, and
Yes.
place the country first. Always place the country first.
Okay. Yes, sir. One more, sir. Discarding the technical thing, what is the non-technical skills that are majorly focused in the industry, like communication, networking? What would be the one which will be a breakthrough for all the young engineers coming out?
I think networking.
Networking.
because all of you coming into the industry, everyone has more or less same technical abilities. Now you have the intelligence also. See, everyone is having a same intelligent machine sitting beside them, but how to use this intelligence, how to build relationships. When you are industry, it is not like you are working into the system. You have to have a collaborative environment. Okay,
Okay.
so understanding your interest and the other guy interest, it should be a win-win kind of a thing.
Okay.
Correct, right? So
Win-win
when
situation.
you go to a shop, the when you bargain, so what is that skill? So you should be winning in buying the product, and the shopkeeper
The
also should
seller
be
should
winning selling the product.
selling the
So
product.
that social welfare optimization kind of a thing will come, right? Okay.
Yes.
So this kind of environment, collaborative environment, adaptability, networking, and using everything together into the system. And
Okay.
with the AI coming, I feel the days of vertical growth are getting over, because you
Okay.
need to have, say, for example, now you are an electrical engineer. You combine this with your marketing skills, networking skills, your economics. Okay, then you will be growing into the system. So
Okay.
the horizontal skill set is more important now. They say
Mm.
T, the T is getting T side skills, right? One
Yes.
vertical and horizontal. So
Mm.
I think the time has come to skew the T to
Mm.
increase the horizontal viability,
Right.
horizontal skill set.
Part.
More important is what I feel.
Okay. So, as you mentioned, networking and adaptability, everything matters, non-technically. So,
Hmm.
which is, and also to mention, which is not taught in our academics. So,
Correct. 100.
how do we incorporate that? Is it through IEEE PES Society, or is it through any other source? How do we increase it, sir? So, how do we grow in that? Grow our.
I think life will teach it. I mean, for example, now why you are going to colleges? Because you have in YouTube, you have everything available, right? But why we
Yes.
are going colleges? Because you
Interact.
will be interacting with the people. You understand how sometimes how to what do you call, make yourself at a back step and give the collective winning ability on the front foot. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes.
this is what teaches. So the what I feel is getting involved in one's own screen rather than that. Going out, talking to the people is more required. Maybe now you have 2 years of your service, 2 years of your time in college. You are
Yes.
third year and fourth year. So spend time with talking to more people,
Yes.
understand the people emotions, and try to keep everyone aligned with your own kind of a aspirations. So this is a leadership qualities and all. This will be taught in colleges rather than technical abilities. Everyone will be having now. It's a democratized technical abilities now.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
next is the one more thing from your profile. I don't know it's perfect or not to ask, but I
Hmm.
saw that in your profile it was a number mentioned 1729. 1729. So that was a so one minute. The connection
Correct.
is 1729, the RD Ramanujan number. So it made us thinking that
Yes, yes.
maybe you are mostly a maths fan, mathematics fan. So can you just give a talk about that, sir?
See, for the people who want to see, 1729 is the Ramanujan number. And the history says that when he was into the Europe and he was on bed, he was in his last stages of his health and all. So
Yes.
at that time, his car was parked 1729, and I am unable to recollect our day.
Oh,
His friend name. He says
RD,
some
RD.
useless car with number 1729. Then he says no, no, no. Even RD, yes, yes.
Yes.
So even on his last stages of health, he recollected that 1729 is not a bad number. It is the first number that can
Mm,
be expressed as a sum of two different cubes. It is 10 cube plus
mm,
9 cube and 12 cube plus 1 cube. So that's
yes.
1729. And in from starting from my school days, I used to write a lot of mathematical Olympiads, exams, etc. So that's
Okay.
how that number stuck to my mind. And my email ID, my first created email ID has Ramkumar1729 at gmail.com. So I wanted to use that 1729 everywhere to carry that.
That's really nice, sir. So you're a big maths fan, you can say.
Raman.
Yes, yes, yes. And other than mathematics, I don't. I wanted. I'm a more of an economics inclined mindset.
Oh, okay.
Applying maths there in
Applying
economics
maths in
so is my
economics.
favorite subject.
Yes. Great.
Okay, sir. Uh, if you want to give a roadmap for the next upcoming 5 years for the younger engineers, what could it be?
Roadmap to get into the industry.
Industrial companies. I mean.
I think once uh, the technical abilities will make you land in your companies with a little bit of communication skills. But once you land in your companies, start creating a brand for yourself.
Okay.
Start create a brand like once this is a part of your Jeevan or the work is from Sangeeta. 5 years down the line, people should create that the authenticity should come, the reliability should come. Just like Bahubali, Rajamouli, at the end of his movie, they put a stamp like a film by SS Rajamouli.
Yes,
You
yes,
should
yes,
feel like that confidence should come. This is a brand of Sangeeta. So
mm,
that create that brand, and I would say start marketing your work.
okay.
And as I told, Indians are very bad at marketing, and we never taught. Our education is more inclined towards technical abilities rather than
Mm,
these administrative abilities. So
mm,
make your work talk. Keep
okay.
using LinkedIn or other social media handles
Mm,
to so that your work will talk. Because I have never interacted with you till now, and
yes,
every
yes.
question you are posing me from my now I understand how my my LinkedIn value, my profile value is how much.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so that's what I can say.
Okay.
So brand yourself, brand yourself, brand
Okay.
yourself. Yes. Mm.
So, sir, currently, as if I want to join some core company, so if I
Mm-hmm.
say the company which you are working, the grid controller company, uh,
Mm-hmm.
how could I? What are the exams to be written, or some exams to be written, like
It is
the
through
gate
gate. It
exam,
is through gate. Gate only.
gate?
Gate recruitment. Mm.
Okay, it's through gate recruitment. How can I prepare for gate, sir? How did you prepare, or did you have any
Mm.
trouble while?
I probably I don't know. It's my it was my 2013 gate. The
Okay.
patterns might have been different,
Okay.
but examination. But I would say that the core knowledge, electrical knowledge, is the same for last 200 centuries. Sorry, 200 years. Okay,
200.
the same how the electrical motor works, how the electrical transformer works. The
Okay.
concept has been the same. Okay, and don't try to by heart the formulas. Okay, what
Okay.
I would say is that keep the concept in your brain.
Mm.
Don't use your AI. Try to derivate everything, simulate during the examination. Try to simulate whatever you can do. And when it is coming to an examination point of view, I have tried to jot down my skill set and my unskill set. Say, for example, I was bad in terms of EMF and all. Okay,
Okay.
so I know that mathematics is about 20% weightage. So I wanted to put my effort in mathematics rather than starting about EMF 1, 2 questions used to come. So I have left it aside, and my core subject, whatever is there, electrical machines, power systems. So to
Power system.
understand the weightage, how it comes,
Mm.
okay, and based upon because okay, some kind of an you see the patterns how they were doing in the last few years, and
Mm.
because you cannot hit sometimes six every ball. So a few
Yes.
EMF and all I have dodged.
Yes.
That's all. Mm.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So you have been almost like working more than a decade in the
Mm.
industrial company. So what are
Mm.
the problems you have faced like in this
In
yeah,
this, in your
Rejections.
journey.
I will
journey?
say I will say rejections. Say for example, you
Okay.
come up with an idea, no one believe you. Simple. Okay. So they give a feedback. Now you have to fine tune the idea and tell them that can be workable. I'll give an example where one of the papers and landmark work I feel is about lift irrigation schemes to be used as a demand response. So
Okay.
currently everyone talks about demand response. In
Mm.
2016, I was talking about demand response. No one believed in me. Okay. Then slowly the regulatory framework has started developing. Okay. So I was aligning my idea
Mm.
to the same. Okay. So don't leave your idea. Take the feedback, discuss with people. Don't get disheartened when people say that your idea won't be workable.
Mm.
Take feedback, their idea from their thought that why it won't work. Is it the policy matter, or it's the technical issues, or it's a
Mm.
commercial issue? Okay. And with that, you start fixing the loopholes.
Mm.
Okay. Now the life is more interesting from a batter perspective, but from the bowler perspective, the life is if you see the example,
Mm.
life is more like a bowler. If you bowl 100 balls, maybe 10 balls you will get a wicket.
Mm.
Okay, remaining 90 is a rejection.
Elections.
Learn to handle rejection. Don't get disheartened. Because
Mm.
that's why I'm telling. I want to tell Gen Z that they will. I talk with my juniors, etc. Okay, they feel disheartened. Sir, this idea won't work. Okay, sir, आप हमेशा ऐसे ही बात करते हैं, sir. But okay, don't get
But
disheartened. Try to fix, or you convince me. You convince your boss that you have an apprehension. This is the loophole in that, and I will fix that.
Uh,
Okay, okay.
that's great.
That's how. Don't get disheartened. So
Yes.
I feel this is the lesson I would try to teach my upcoming Gen Z or Gen Alpha.
That's great motivation, sir. So next, I just wanted to ask about your perspective on smart grid, sir. The smart grid technology which is emerging, the
Mhm.
microgrid, the smart grid. Can you have a talk on that?
First thing is wherever you go, the whole of universities are working on microgrid.
Okay.
Okay, microgrid has no application in India except few parts of Lakshadweep or maybe Andaman. Now, even we are thinking to integrate Andaman with our Indian mainland grid.
Okay.
Okay, okay. First, whichever research area you are trying, you have to see where is the application.
Mm.
Okay. Now I'll deviate something. Now let data centers. Everyone
Okay.
is is telling that data centers would be a big burden on the country because of water issue or because of the huge grid requirements. Because
Mm.
the cost of electricity has increased heavily in United States.
Mm.
But that won't work in India because Indian context we have a connected grid.
Mm.
Okay. Laying a transmission line in Europe and Western countries would take 10 to 12 years. But in India, drawing a transmission line will take around 2 to 3 years. Maximum 4 years if it is a complicated area, forest clearances, etc.
Mhm.
Okay, so our context is different. So whichever applications you are doing, first see what is the practical implementation in the Indian context. That is about microgrid. Next about smart grid. Now tell me, I want to ask you, what is your definition of a smart grid?
So smart grid, it's something based on collecting the data and
Hmm.
decentralizing it and
Hmm.
reducing the losses majorly, I would say.
Correct. So it
Yes,
is basically you're talking about integration,
yes,
data processing,
yes,
and delivering value to the customer.
yes, yes.
Okay. Now, if you start working on smart grids, learn to integrate the smart grid with the main grid.
Okay.
Because in Indian context, we are talking about integrated grid. Now,
Mm.
the government of India wants to integrate Oman with India.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, Asia, they wanted to integrate the West Asian countries with India. And there is an interconnection between West Asia to Europe, Africa. There are some discussions happening, and most of it is under interconnection only. Now, let us talk about of the eastern side. We have integration with Bhutan, Nepal, and Bangladesh. Now,
Okay.
we are talking about integrating till Thailand via Myanmar.
Mm.
Thailand is integrated with ASEAN grid like Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, and all. And now there are talks like Singapore is getting integrated with the Australia.
Oh.
So now the scope, now which part you are researching now? You are researching in a small isolated smart grid or a microgrid and see the where the globe is working on.
Mm.
We are talking about Government of India narrative is one sun, one world, one grid.
Ah,
So broaden your perspective.
okay.
Take smart grid and how you can integrate, how you can sell power from sitting in Karnataka, maybe you are in Malleshwaram, you want to sell power to Bhutan. What is architecture is there?
Mm.
Okay, what kind of problems will come? Large integrated grids, how it happens? Okay, so increase the scope. And I was
Mm.
talking with IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur professors also, and even IASC also. I had a discussion, and everyone is on the idea like
Mm.
smart grid. Unless the work is integrated with the main grid, it is of no use for us.
Mm.
Correct, right? Okay, so these are my thoughts. Now, with respect to smart grid, there are EVs coming up. Okay,
Mm.
now everyone is having a solar rooftop panel.
Mm.
Now, the way UPI has revolutionized the Indian financing platform,
Mm.
we are coming. Then read about India Energy Stack.
Okay.
Okay, where India Energy Stack is coming up maybe in the next 1 year, where it will be revolutionizing the electricity platform. So, sitting in my home, if there is a rooftop, there is a EV charging ability. I can sell power to anyone in the country
Mm.
with a smarter system, with a ledger, and with some economics also. Okay,
Okay.
and now even if you can say a illiterate person selling it in a village, he is able to send or receive money through UPI.
Mm.
Similar kind of a thing is going to happen in India also. Okay,
Oh.
now let us say maybe you can see your family mothers or grandmothers. ₹2 ka kottambari karvege, they used to
Yes,
bargain,
yes.
right?
Yes,
So
yes.
money is there in Indian minds.
Mm.
There is no literacy required. So you say that only price signal say that morning 12 o'clock when there is a solar surplus power, I am giving you power for free. You don't
Mm.
need to tell your mother, you don't need to teach your grandmother, you put your washing machine load at that time. You
Mm.
just tell them that if I put washing machine time, my cost of electricity is less.
Mm.
Simple, they will do. You don't need to do anything. Agree. Okay. So
Yes.
think about practical solutions, and this is where the future research should be able to.
Okay. That's
Hope
great, sir.
I answered your question.
Yes, that was a great answer, sir. I'm really satisfied.
Mm,
So, yes, sir. So let's wind it up. So
mhm.
before winding this up, any piece of advice to all the young engineers who are viewing the podcast? the industrial talk series.
Read daily,
Okay.
reduce your screen time. Okay, talk to more people.
Okay.
Okay,
Build
these three things
network.
will help.
Yes.
Then
Build
talk to
network.
more people, networking again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. Don't flex your muzzle. Don't flex your eyes. The kind of effort which you are giving to your eyes, reduce that.
Yes.
Okay, and flex your muscle so that it will flex your brain also. Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
the final thing I would say, because
Yes,
you
sir.
understand like what people say that the shorter duration content, whatever it is giving a negative impact on your brain,
Yes,
and
sir.
it will reduce the focus, concentration.
All the
Correct,
social
na?
media. Yes.
Yes, you have to be in social
Be.
media, but restrict. What I would do is I would put a timer. Like today,
Mm,
I wanted to see YouTube for 20 minutes. That's all.
mm.
So after that, the digital well-being will come into picture.
Yes, yes.
So
That's
this is self-restraint should be the key.
yes.
And
That's
use AI. And lastly, use AI as your slave, and you be the master of AI.
yes.
Create new content, new problem-solving abilities with the help of AI. And
Okay.
keep whatever the act you do, think have a broader perspective, country as a whole, humanity as a whole. Or if you
Yes.
are too philosophical, like the Rig Veda says that samno
Mm,
dvipade sam chatushpade, so it's not just a
mm,
humanity as a whole. You should think about the collective animal welfare of the world as the planet also.
mm.
So,
Yes. That's great, sir. So thank you for being in our industrial talk series.
hmm.
Thank you, sir. So we'll be in touch, sir. We'll contact you whenever we have doubts, just to clear it with you. So
Definitely always ready, and I want to learn more from you also.
yes, sir. Gen Zs.
Yes, because you are very sharp and instinctive.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Without
sir.
any, your brain doesn't have any boundaries.
Yes,
Correct, right?
yes.
We come with a pre-conceived heavy weight in my brains. You don't have that.
Thank you for that, sir. And so
Hmm.
we'll wind it up now.
Mhm.
So thank you for being in our show, sir. It was a great honor. It was a great privilege
Mhm.
to have you. It was a great talk. So we'll be in touch,
Hmm.
sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Sure. Yes,
Thanks.
yes, fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ah.